Tony splashed a cup of concentrated sulfuric acid onto the female supervisor's face. Immediately after, he slapped her hard. To his surprise, the next moment, he received a system reward of $100,000. Seeing this, Tony became even more reckless. He proceeded to delete important project files from the company and then slammed the computer onto the ground. Furious, the supervisor immediately called the female CEO. She threatened not only to fire Tony but also to make him pay for the company's financial losses. She thought Tony would be scared by this, but unexpectedly, Tony was quite happy. It turns out that Tony had been reincarnated. In his previous life, after his team worked for 3 days straight on a project, they succeeded. But Tony had only given the team half a day off without consulting anyone. Before they could leave, the female supervisor stopped him, handed over a new project to Tony, and even imposed a strict rule that during work hours, everyone could only use the bathroom twice. The team dared not protest, and a pregnant woman even fainted from exhaustion. Instead of allowing her to rest, the supervisor demanded that everyone follow her example. Tony, enraged, refused to comply. The team members also wanted to support him, but the supervisor threatened them, saying that if they resigned, they wouldn't receive a single penny. Everyone stayed quiet because each of them had loans to repay and families to support. In the end, Tony collapsed from exhaustion. At that moment, Tony swore that if he could live again, he would never be a worker again. Just then, he found himself in a mysterious space, and an old man there claimed to be the guardian of workers. The old man had sensed Tony's resentment before his death and decided to grant him a twist of fate. If Tony could get fired from his company, he would receive trillions in severance pay. Tony was suddenly transported back to 10 minutes ago. Looking at the female supervisor in front of him, he repeated the exact same words. Now he believed that he had truly been reborn. This time, Tony didn't hold back. He directly rejected the supervisor's unreasonable demands. Seeing this, the supervisor snapped. Tony couldn't stand it anymore and retorted back. To his surprise, his phone account showed $10,000. Now emboldened, Tony deleted the company's crucial project files and smashed the computer onto the floor. Enraged, the supervisor immediately called the female CEO again, threatening not only to fire Tony but also to make him pay for the company's financial losses. She thought this would scare Tony, but he was not intimidated at all. He grabbed the supervisor and gave her a beating. Just as the supervisor was about to fire Tony, the female CEO arrived. To Tony's surprise, the CEO didn't make the employees work overtime but instead fired the supervisor. She then appointed Tony as the new supervisor. Tony was left dumbfounded.